dear traders, and welcome to Olymp Trade. My name is Angie, and I want to wish everyone a happy Friday. It's the first Friday in May, and this means it's time for non-farm payrolls. My friends, let's go ahead and check the sound and the picture first. I want to make sure that you can hear me and that you can see me well. Please let me know in chat where you're from, put a plus sign, or just give me a shout out. And while I am waiting for your replies in chat, I do want to remind you to please make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and make sure to click on the notifications bell so that you're always in the loop on the latest. And likewise, my friends, I want to remind you that we do have social networks, and I hope to see you all there on Facebook, obviously on YouTube, and also on Instagram. Alrighty, so let me check in chat to see how everybody's doing. I know that I'm going to try to pronounce your names correctly, my friends. Please do forgive me if it's not correct. I know Shaitan Ngali has been waiting for a very long time. We are going to raffle some risk-free trades from the comments that you left below the video from yesterday with Yaroslav's stream about the zigzag indicator and trend trading. So let's see here. Wise Monkey Beta, hello, welcome. Can I get $10 on my account? And then because Singh says Wise Monkey new. Let's say Kritik Surti, hello. Everybody welcome. Yogeswari Sridhav, very beautiful name. Hello to you as well. Tough Guy 007, welcome. Christopher Gaming Ghost. Let's see here. I know I see a lot of replies from you, my friends. Thank you so much for the confirmation. We have Tough Guys from India. Prashad Kumar, hello to you as well. Vadim Pro, welcome from Ukraine as always. Yeah, so my friends, we are waiting for... Now, Michael George, you know, I think you were one of the people who were commenting yesterday about the changing the bonuses to the risk-free trades. You see, we analysts, our department has nothing to do with this. So, I realized, I think you said yesterday that you already wrote support, and they will be the ones that can definitely help you the best. So that would be where you should pursue your target. Alrighty. Mr. Singh is asking if NFP comes out positive, where will Euro US dollar go? I'm going to get to that. So we do have about a little bit less than 30 minutes to go before the release. Let me go ahead and I do want to share some information with you guys. Then we'll do some raffle risk, some risk-free trades. And then, of course, we'll execute a few trades on the release of the non-farm payrolls. All right, so let's start with... just a brief explanation. I want you all to understand that there are two types of analysis that we can conduct as traders in order to forecast a future price movement of different assets. So there's what's called the technical analysis, and this is where traders and investors, they study the chart, the price chart, and its movement. They rely on different technical indicators that we can find right here. That are applied to the price chart. So with technical analysis, we use levels of support and resistance. And of course, there's a lot more that comes with technical analysis, like identifying when an asset is overbought or too expensive to buy, or oversold, too cheap to sell, and so forth. Now, my friends, I do have a very nice video that is devoted to explaining technical analysis. And if you would like, go ahead and check it out. I'm going to go ahead and place the link for you in chat if you're watching the video after the stream. Of course, the link is going to appear in the corner as a hint. So that was technical analysis. The other type of analysis is called fundamental analysis. Let me go ahead and switch right here. Now, my friends, there are a lot of different things that are considered fundamental analysis. One of the main factors that traders and that investors use is the economic calendar. The economic calendar basically shows different statistics reports for different countries. They report on a lot of different categories, such as employment, or for example, inflation. Inflation is like the rate at which prices are increasing. Also economic activity like manufacturing and services sector. Services sector is anything to do with companies that provide services like restaurants, the doctor. These are all services. And also like retail sales, how people are spending. Some other indicators, for example, there is also GDP, which shows if the economy is expanding, growing, or if it's contracting and getting smaller. And also there's, things like interest rate decisions and so forth. Of course, we won't have time to go over all of these today, but as always, I do have another separate video on fundamental analysis just for you. And let me go ahead and place the link for you in chat right now. Now, I do see some people are posting their account ID numbers in chat. Let me go ahead and just show you. So this was our live stream from yesterday, where Mr. Yaroslav explained the zigzag indicator and how to use it in trading and, trend line analysis. It was a really awesome stream. So I'm just going to share this link with you in chat right now. Because you guys still have time, just a brief second here, and you can leave a comment below this video, and don't forget to include your account ID number at the end of the stream. At the end of my presentation, we're going to raffle some risk-free trades, so go ahead and leave your comments below this video, the ones that I just the last link that I sent in chat, and you still have a chance to win a risk-free trade. Alrighty, so fundamental analysis, you see, I definitely want you to check that video out that I just sent you the link for, because what I wanted to mention is that fundamental analysis, it's not only about the economic calendar releases. Things like riots, the pandemic, trade and political tensions, speeches, and even posts in social networks from famous people can have an effect on the value and the price of different assets. And this is all considered a part of fundamental analysis. So let me go ahead and just briefly show you how to manage the economic calendar. There are some different filters, and don't be afraid to use them. Now, my friends, I mostly use the investing.com economic calendar. I know it's very widely used, but there are different ones that you can use. For example, Trading Economics has an economic calendar. So basically, you can just enter economic calendar in your search engine and then select the one that you like best. Personally, I prefer the investing.com calendar. So some of the main filters that we can find here. So this is the economic calendar. Obviously, we have some dates. We can look at yesterday, today, tomorrow, this week, next week, or customary. Likewise, we have a filter here. This is a very interesting filter. We can actually select the countries that we would like to view. And currently, you can select all, you can clear all, and you can, select them independently. I personally currently have just the United States selected. And actually right here, most of the time, normally I have all of these selected because, I want to follow all the news that are being released, so that I need to, so that I know what's being released in different regions. But right now I just have employment checked because this is all that I'm going to be looking at today, and I don't want my economic calendar to be clouded with different indicators with different countries. I want to look at those specific dates. And likewise, right here we have these stars, and this is the importance. This is like the volatility gauge. So we have these bull's heads. So 1 star means that it's mild importance, 2 stars medium importance, and obviously 3 stars is the most volatile releases. I do have the 2 star and the 3 star applied right now. Go ahead and come back from here, and basically for with the filters that I have selected right now, I have the release from the United States for today only for the employment region. Now, non-farm payrolls are released on the first Friday of every month. This is a really great macroeconomic indicator because the data, the information that is being released, it's very fresh and it's very new. you see a lot of times, my friends, I do see you in chat, and Shaitan Ngali is just the most active one. I want to give you just a hands up right now. Thank you so much for being so active. But sorry, let me just get back to my topic. See, because a lot of the releases that we see on the economic calendar, we get these releases either in the middle or even at the end of the month for the previous month. So the data, I mean, mildly to say, it's a little bit outdated. I mean, it's not outdated, it's just, the release is late. So whereas with non-farm payrolls, we have the information for the previous month on the first Friday once it passes. So this is really cool. And so today we are going to be looking at the employment figures in the United States for the month of April. And mind you, today is only May the 7th. Now, for all those who are new or are not familiar with the economic calendar, what I want to show you is that there are three numbers that we are looking at. We have the previous release. So this was, the previous release. We have the forecast, and this is what analysts are predicting the release is going to be. And then we have the fact, which is the actual release, okay? The numbers that we are going to be looking at when we are expecting a release is the forecast. Now, my friends, this is because investors and traders, they have and they see the forecast, this number, this information before the release. And therefore, this is, my friends, and this is like trading terminology. Whenever you see something, this is what it's called. The forecast is already priced in. So this forecast, this number, is already considered. So this is why we compare the actual release, not to like the previous release, but to the forecast. So don't forget that. So we compare the actual release. The forecast, if the release is better than the forecast, the number is going to be displayed in green. Let me show you. Let me just take some more dates. Okay, so this is what I mean. If the release is better than the forecast, it's better than expected, the number is going to be displayed in green, and this should be positive for the underlying asset. Okay, so in this case, for the United States dollar. If the release is worse than expected, it's going to be displayed in red, and this means that it's going to be negative for the underlying asset. Now, another important thing to understand is that the bigger the difference between the forecast and the actual release, the higher the volatility we can expect. So something like a 20% difference from the forecast would be a volatile release. My friends, I just continue to see you guys putting your ID numbers in chat. Once again, the raffle is not going to be from this chat. Go ahead and send your account ID numbers in the comment section below this video, the zigzag video that I just sent you the link for. Alrighty, so just as I mentioned, like a 20% difference between the forecast and the release is what is going to cause some volatility, some good volatility. Now, the next thing that I want to tell you about non-farm payrolls, the main thing that I look at during the release is the non-farm payrolls amount. Okay, let me go ahead and switch back to my economic calendar, my friends. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Now, mainly whenever the release comes out, I look mainly at the non-farm payrolls release. And as you can see right here, where the forecast is nearly 1 million new jobs created, which is going to be like, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the highest gauge since last August. Let me just show you, my friends, what I'm doing. Whenever you guys see these releases, and as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of different ones. There's employment, inflation, manufacturing, services, PMIs, retail sales, and so forth. So there's a lot of different ones. And if you just want to find out what these different releases are about, or if you want to see their previous history, all you have to do is just click on the release. So for example, for non-farm payrolls, I guess I'll go a little bit more in depth. We do have a little bit of time, so it's okay. What I want to mention is that we can look at the previous history for all the different months or the dates that the release came out. And we can look at the previous histories. Now, one interesting thing that I want to show you, we'll look at that in May of 2020. The release was a loss of 20,500,000 jobs. It was like one of the craziest releases that I've ever seen in my entire life. So that was very interesting to watch. But the main thing that I want to show you is that if we reach this forecast, or if we exceed this forecast, this is going to be the highest growth. Well, no, that's close to 1 million. So, yes. So since about September of August of last year. So this is, a pretty good forecast. This is considered a good forecast, and actually, many analysts are expecting for the release to be above 1 million. I'm hoping to see that too, my friends. I'm hoping to see that too. Alrighty, so I'm sorry, let me get back to my topic. The main thing that I look at during the release is the non-farm payrolls amount, but there are also two other releases that are very important as well. That is going to be the unemployment rate and the average hourly earnings. Okay, so considering the United States like a 5% unemployment rate, this is the unemployment rate that I'm talking about right now. Just go back in history a little bit. So basically, the unemployment rate, like in the United States, a 5% unemployment rate is considered to be okay. It's not that bad. Although in the United States, as we can see, before the pandemic, the unemployment rate was around 3.5, 3.6%. Currently, the forecast is for a drop in the unemployment rate to 5.8% from 6%. So this also is a very good forecast. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is the average hourly earnings. And this indicator shows us if people's wages, if people's salaries are increasing. And we certainly don't want to see average hourly earnings decreasing. So this means that people are getting paid less than what they were getting paid before. And obviously, as the economy is expanding, this should not happen. And I just want to mention that this is exactly the what we saw last month. Basically, the previous fact was 0.3%. The forecast was 0.1%, and instead it was 0.1%. And I just kind of like want to mention that. Quick second, let me not get too far ahead of myself. You see, we have to keep an eye on all three of these gauges. If all three of these gauges are above forecast, I would trade confidently bullish. Okay, I would confidently buy the US dollar. Obviously, if all three of these gauges are below forecast, I would confidently sell the US dollar. So confidently trade bearish. The iffy situation is when the data is mixed. But on the other hand, it really depends on how market players will react. So like good NFP, but not good enough earnings could send the price spiking up and then on a gradual ladder down versus like big bullish momentum. Basically, I just want to show you very quickly. I did trade the non-farm payrolls last month, so this was the release in April. Now I did want to show you, let me just very quickly go back here. So the average hourly earnings were below forecast. A bad release. Actually, we were not in this negative territory for quite some time. But the non-farm payrolls actually came out better than expected by a whole 300,000. And therefore, I did trade bullish, but I just want to show you, this is where the news came out. This is the 1 minute time frame. I usually trade the impulse for 1 minute. And I did trade the impulse here. But as you can see, we had a spike. And then this second minute, it came down I lost my trades, and then you see this bullish movement, but it was very short-lived because it was bullish for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6 minutes, and then we had a big bearish movement. So this is why, like, I don't like these iffy situations where the indicators come out mixed. Now, I do want to also remind you, my friends, that trading on the news is considered to be one of the riskiest strategies. So please do trade with caution. If you're not sure, you can just simply observe, try it out that way, or maybe you can even trade on your demo account if this is like your first time. Oh, and another very important thing that I want to mention, my friends, is that this video has a lag. There's a lag in this video, and when the news is released, it's important to act quickly. So please watch your chart, watch the news release along with me, and base your decisions on that. Because if there's like a 20 or even a 30-second lag, and my trade is for 1 minute, and you're watching this video 30 seconds later than I'm entering my trade, then you're already 30 seconds late from my 1 minute trade. So my friends, I just want to stress that point. Please watch the chart, watch the price movement, watch the release, and base your decisions on that. Now, there's another... well, before I get to this, I do see Ashatan is just so excited with the raffle. Let me go ahead and raffle our 3 risk-free trades for today, and then we'll continue. I just have a little bit more to tell you about the non-farm payrolls release, and then we'll get our trades prepared and get this party started. Alrighty, so raffle zigzag indicator from yesterday. I'm going to take this link right here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it in the website system. It's called Raffle Dash. Basically what it's going to do, it's going to randomly choose our comment winners below the video. Alrighty, so if you are ready, I am ready to choose the first winner, my friends. If you are here, if you are watching, please give us a shout out in chat so that we can congratulate you, my friends. Alrighty, so the first winner for today is going to be Pavan Kumar NG. I like that NG because that kind of sounds like my name, Angie. So the comment is, for long-term trading in Forex, I recommend the zigzag with Japanese candlesticks with 1-day candlesticks indicator. The ID number as well, Mr. Pavan Kumar NG. Congratulations. Thank you so much for this comment. You are our first winner. The second winner, I'm ready to choose the second winner. If you're here, please let us know in chat. The second winner is going to be Forex and Passive Investment. I love these names, these nicknames that people make for YouTube. I just love them. So this is also a very interesting one, Forex and Passive Investment. So this is life-changing. This is a life-changing platform. Is prefer 5 short-term. You guys are the best. Account number and thanks in advance. So Forex and Passive Investment, you are our second winner for today. Congratulations. And I am ready to choose our last winner for today, my friends. Our last winner for today is going to be... We already just had this one, alright, and it's actually the same exact comment, so that's not going to count. Mike EL, long-term trading with multiple zigzags is awesome. Thanks, Yaroslav. And yes, so the video from yesterday is phenomenal, and so remember that you can adjust the configurations of the indicator with the zigzag indicator and make like channels. So yeah, it's really impressive. I hope that you guys will start using the zigzag indicator more, and that is going to bring you profit. So our friends, for today, I just want to congratulate you all on your all of our winners winning the risk-free trades. If you did not win a risk-free trade today, no worries, my friends. We have these every single week. We have different games. Sometimes it's a comment raffle, sometimes it's like a game, and we do have like a challenge coming up for you guys, so it's going to be exciting. There's a lot of prizes coming up ahead, so don't worry if you missed out today. And my separate I just want to separately say Once again, Shatan and Gali, thank you so much for participating today. You're not the winner today, but thank you so much for being so active. So I do see a little bit of a spammer. Bunty Gamers, I do kindly ask you not to spam. I'm going to have to put you in timeout. I definitely don't want to ban anybody. Alrighty, very quickly, so let me just go ahead and finish explaining what I want to tell you about today. Another very important factor, my friends, the employment may have an effect on the United States interest rate, okay? And this is a very big and important factor in the United States right now. During the last interest rate decision on April the 28th, the interest rate was left unchanged at near the 0.25% mark. Mr. Jerome Powell did say that things are improving in the United States, but he did not mention raising interest rates. While Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen mentioned just 2 days ago that tapering means raising the interest rate, may need to be sooner so that the economy does not overheat. Overheat means that the economy is not growing too fast in a short period of time. And so, my friends, a rate hike or a mention of a rate hike of interest rate increase are likely to raise the United States dollar, and this is going to act as an additional factor today. If all three indicators are bullish, this makes a rate hike much more likely, which may bring the United States dollar higher. So, my friends, with the non-farm payrolls, all currency pairs that contain the United States dollar are likely to see volatility. I'm going to open two trades. I'm going to be using Euro US dollar and GBP USD. Just a brief second here. Alrighty. I'm going to enter my trades for 6% of my account balance. So this is going to be approximately $350 for both of my trades, so $175 each. I'm going to be trading with, I see Pavan Kumar in chat. Hello, congratulations. My Euro Gaikwad, which currency are you trading on? So Euro US dollar and GBP USD. Oh yeah, I was getting to that too as well. So the reason that I'm going to enter my trades for 6% of my account balance is because I haven't been trading that much this week, and after the non-farm payrolls, I don't plan to trade for the rest of the trading week. So, I'm kind of comfortable with this. And just one more thing that I want to mention. Me personally, one currency pair that I generally try to avoid is the USD CAD, the loonie, United States dollar and the Canadian dollar. And this is because at the same time of the non-farm payrolls release, Canada releases their unemployment figures. So it just can be a little bit confusing, and just as my personal preference, this is one currency pair that I try to avoid. And so, my friends, the ones that were asking what's going to happen with the Euro US dollar. So for my two currency pairs, Euro US dollar and GBP USD, if the release is better than expected, if it's positive for the United States dollar, I'm going to sell the Euro USD and GBP USD. Why? Because the base currency for my two currencies is Euro and GBP. Okay, this is called the base currency, the first currency, and this is called the quote currency, the second currency. This means that 1 euro is going to cost me 1.20 US dollars. So 1 British pound is going to cost me 1.38, 1.39 US dollars. So if basically if I'm looking at the Euro US dollar and the Euro US dollar price is dropping, this means that either the euro is dropping or that the United States dollar is rising. Versus if I'm looking at, for example, USD JPY, and it's, the non-farm payrolls are better than expected, that means I would buy the United States dollar. So USD JPY would rise versus Euro US dollar would fall. I kind of hope that explains it. So yes, better than expected, I'm going to sell. Worse than expected, I'm going to buy. One more thing that I like to do. Give me just a brief second here, my friends. And this is so that I can be watching it on my screen as I'm talking to you guys. take my economic calendar, slap it on right here, so that I can be watching, Okay, my friends, we have 1 minute left. Better than expected, selling, better than expected, selling, better than expected, selling. I do want to mention while I'm waiting, don't mind me watching, in case, worse than expected. Goodness gracious. Alrighty, let me just look at that release one more time. $266,000 versus goodness gracious. Now on Tuesday we had the release of the ADP non-farms. They were below forecast, but not by this much. And the unemployment rate rose instead of lowering. Oh my goodness gracious, that is just, well, the average hourly earnings was well above forecast. That's one thing, but this is just one of those crazy situations. You can see both non-farm and unemployment rate worst expected. Did I just? No, I bought. Okay, okay, we're good. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. The numbers just blew my mind. Let me just. So very very easy money. One of the best non-farm payrolls that I was expecting. Very quick, $300 in 1 minute. And this is actually why a lot of people call the non-farm payrolls their second salary. So, Angie's sound is a bit robotic. I hope that you guys can still hear me well. I just want to mention one more thing is that, there are different ways that you guys can trade on the non-farm payrolls. A lot of people, basically, they trade on the impulse, the release, basically the way that I do it. But some people actually prefer to trade on the pullback, on the correction. So basically, whenever after the impulse, the price starts coming back, returning to its normal values. My friends, this can happen in 5 minutes, this can happen in 15 minutes, and this can even happen in 30 minutes, which is why I usually trade on the impulse, which is just my personal preference. My friends, I do see that there is a little bit of a situation in the sound, and therefore I'm going to wrap things up. I just want to remind you, my friends, please make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my non-farm trading. And of course, ring on the notifications bell. And likewise, I want to remind you to please make sure that you visit our social networks. I hope to see you on Facebook and Instagram, and as always on YouTube. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.